Hello, my name is Logan Shimoka. I came from Brazil and I'm 22 years old. Today, I'm going to tell you a little about my experience in Japan. I am Brazilian, and here in Aichi Prefecture, there are many Brazilians. But have you ever wondered why? The reason has to do with the history between Brazil and Japan. 100 years ago, Japan's economic situation was bad. At that time, Brazil was considered as a country of the future, and many Japanese people went to Brazil thinking they would get rich. This was not true. Many of them had to do heavy work and did not earn much money. Because of this, some Japanese people returned to Japan, but many remained in Brazil. They created Japanese communities and raised their families there. My family is part of this Japanese community. I don't look Japanese, but some of my family members do. I am a fourth generation Japanese. In the 90s, Japan needed workers, so they made it possible for Nikkei Brazilians to come to Japan. Since then, many Brazilians have to come to Japan to work, and some people from my family are among them. I came to Japan for the first time with my parents in 2012. We had plans to return to Brazil soon, so I entered at a Brazilian school. The Brazilian school is like an international school. The students are Brazilians who have plans to return to Brazil. Classes are taught in Portuguese so they could still speak Portuguese and can go to college when they return back to Brazil. I didn't like the daily life I had in Japan, so I returned to Brazil when I was 14 years old. I had a great experience in Brazil and had a chance to go to a good school. However, I returned to Japan in 2018 to avoid losing my Japanese visa. But because I couldn't speak Japanese, I couldn't enter to a Japanese high school. I ended up going back to the same Brazilian school. I was in my third year of high school, so I only studied for a year and graduated. During my 1 year period there, I participated in an event called It's Me Camp. This event was organized by a company called Dive TV. At this camp, I had the opportunity to make friends with young people from other countries, and I was able to enjoy myself even though I couldn't speak the language. I couldn't speak Japanese because there were no Japanese classes in the Brazilian school. Instead of going to college, I went looking for a job. My first job was at McDonald's, and it was a good experience. My second job was at a factory. In that job, I suffered discrimination, and the bosses were so cruel that I quitted right away. Due to my bad experience at the factory, I was afraid to get another job. I isolated myself at home for 6 months. Then I finally recovered and went back to work. My next job was a hotel housekeeper in Nagoya. I really liked that job and I was able to practice a lot of my Japanese and made friends with other staffs. My current job is at Dive TV, the same company that promoted It's Me Camp, which I participated in. In 2021, I was invited by the owner of Dive TV to participate in a company project. After that, I was hired as a part-timer, then eventually a full-time employee. I love my current job. I participate in many projects, always do different things, and get to experience a lot. The difficult part of this job is communication. I'm not a fluent Japanese speaker yet, and sometimes I have to talk about complex things. So I still need to improve my Japanese level. Also, this job requires me to work in different places. My working hours are quite long because I always move from one place to another. Dive TV has many projects, but the one that I enjoyed doing most was camps. Being able to offer the same experience I had to other young people is something I really enjoyed. My final message is that everyone is different, no one is the same. Japan has a negative image of being different, but that's not a bad thing. As you get older, you will be able to understand your differences and use them as strengths. That way, It will be a special thing when you become an adult. Having different strengths mean you are better than average, and your strength will help you achieve things in life. Thank you very much.